If y'all remember, I don't know if y'all recall or not, but back in like it's 2022, so back in like 2020, probably like the late July, late August, there was a pipeline shutdown. There was a face company called Aramco for one of the Saudi OPEC nations, oil producing exporting countries. And what happened was somebody had cyber attacked Aramco, and they basically they were like, look, we're gonna hold, some information that we got from y'all files. We're gonna hold it, ransom for like $50 million. But the thing about it was that that information was basically stock trading tips that allude to what's going on now. Those tips were alluding to the fact that there was not going to be any more sale of oil and gas for dollars. So it's basically saying that it was going to be an adjustment. There was going to be an adjustment where, in order to purchase those things, gold would be necessary. And that was pertinent information for as much as, like I say, there's a looming stock market crash that's probably one of the worst that, in my lifetime. I can't speak for, what happened before I came here. But as far as the happenings, people were fighting at the gas pumps and stuff. I mean, I remember I actually saw, the lines and stuff. People were like really lined up. But on the side of that though, with things being the way they are, the gold standard is being reinstituted, and the gas that would have been sold for dollars is going to be withheld. Putin is going through quite a bit right now. I don't want to, elaborate on what I don't know, but I do know that when Aramco was hit, they said they wanted $50 million, but not in dollars. I said, how you gonna get $50 million not in dollars? Because they wanted cryptocurrency, because they knew dollar bills was gonna be obsolete. So whoever it was that had the know-how to hack into the computer system, they had hacked into many systems, and they knew that the dollar bill was collapsing as it is now. There's Chinese money. The Chinese yuan is actually on the rise because China is getting gold from Africa now, and that's a resource that's tied to the ground. And I also want to say too that as far as local resources, it might be like the Articles of Confederation, for as much as the most abundant resource may vary from state to state, which means that rather than using money, we'll probably use whatever our major agriculturally local resources are. Like, we got like trees, lumber, pine, turpentine. Here's a whole lot of stuff. I gotta make me a pine top tea today if I make time to do that. And then too, like I say, but when you go to different places, like Georgia got peaches. You know what I'm saying? Georgia got peaches. And wherever you go, it's going to change. So it'll be like the Articles of Confederation, because there will be no united currency to link everybody, because some people will be on the gold standard. As you travel out west, the same way, like, during the Manifest Destiny, and they had the gold rush, a lot of folk went out west. There's still gold there. I don't know what Fort Knox is. I don't want to talk about Battlefield Earth, but there's probably more gold out west because of the gold rush. The San Francisco 49ers, the minor 49ers, and that's because they were, dealing with gold. So I would assume that they still have gold there. With that being said, I just feel like Putin is, Putin said that he would sell us gas, but we had to convert our dollars into Russian rubles, which basically means that right now we spend dollars that have our president's face on it. So whoever face on the currency you spend them, that's who runs the country, or that's who you are a subsidiary citizen of. So if we start spending Russian money, guess who we are citizens of? Russia. It won't be the United Soviet Socialist Republic of Russia. It'll be the USSR, the United Soviet Socialist States of Russia, because we'll be a Russian subsidiary. And if not that, like I say, that was a possible future. That's not really looking like what it's going to be now, because there's so much irritation going on. Like I said, the Russian people are walking out of Russia. They don't want no parts of what's going on. They're actually leaving, like saying that for the same reason, a lot the Roman Empire pretty much they adopted the new religion of the Israelites, and what they did was they actually allow a lot of pagan practices to remain intact, because they felt like, what's the point of ruling an empire of dead people if we got to kill them all? So we can kill them for as much as we're actually imposing our empire upon them, but we be the empire rulers over a bunch of dead bodies. But so they allowed them to keep a lot of their pagan practices for the sake of maintaining a status quo of just numbers. I mean, when you're a government, you want to say, well, I have this many citizens. I have these many citizens. And that also ties into, I have oatmeal, yeah. Oxygen, I'm kicking out more oxygen than I'm actually putting in. So that also ties into, like I said, a lot of people feel like, yeah, Brzezinski, the guy that groomed Obama, he said that maybe like 200-300 years ago, it was infinitely easier to control 1 million people than to kill 1 million people. But now that's changed. It's infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control them, because people are more independent. So that's why I kind of feel like there's also like a real, there's a major move towards deinstituting the government, the major government. And like I've said before, like with a lot of Latin countries, if the president is on the administrator of executive orders, he has no military power. He just said certain things. The policy is already in place whenever any president comes in. He does not make the policy. He only enforces it and executes it and voices it like a poster child as a bill of, I learned in political science that, you don't want a president that does not look like he's 100% healthy. And the president always has to have he always has to be married. There's no president that was ever single. There are no single presidents. So the president reflects the paradigm of the projected image of its citizens, which basically means that that's changing these days. A lot of people are choosing to live single lives, or they're choosing to live lives other than being married. So that's why on the low, whatever the image is for a president, which is for the government, it's being totally destabilized. And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, like, that's just what it is. But it's changing to the degree that right now, like I say, Putin has 2 missiles called the Satan II. Well, it's more than 2 missiles. He has the Satan II missiles, which can actually elude radar for like 30 minutes, which means that by the time anybody knows where it's at, it's already there. He said it can fly over any pole. You can Google it. It's called Satan II. Not Satan, T-O-O, but Satan, like the Roman numeral 2, the 2 vertical lines. And it's like each missile has like 10 subsidiaries that can hit 10 separate targets. It might be 10 to 12, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? It might be 12. It'll be a hot baker's dozen, because everything gonna be hot like bread with the mushroom cloud. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, like I say, as far as there's a lot of independent activity. Like I say, it'll be different. It'll vary from state to state. As far as what the currency will be, the Articles of Confederation. I mean, call it what you want to call it. It'll be that there'll be different measures of currency meted out and used for trading. You know what I'm saying? It's going to vary as you cross different lines and borders of, division. But with that being said, I'm about to get my oatmeal and hope I got enough energy, because I've been kicking out. I've been talking for almost 10 minutes. So I'm getting my oatmeal, my brown sugar, and I'm getting my water, and I'm getting my oatmeal. And I'm talking to y'all later, because I got to go into my feigned ignorance mode where I act like I don't know a damn thing, but I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good now. Yeah.